So those are some of the educational, fun reasons to read, but I also have been very fascinated by some of the science behind it, and so I just wanted to share a little bit of that as well. Um, I had read an article in National Geographic that really caught my attention, and then I found also there was a longitudinal study done by doctors Hart and Risley at the University of Kansas, and they followed 1 through 3 year olds from a variety of backgrounds, and they found a strong direct correlation between the number of words heard by a child and the child's success in school. And interestingly, as just a little bit of an aside, they also found a correlation between the number of positive words and school success as well. And also the sorts of sentences that were used. So commands versus the kind of conversational words. And they found that by the time a child had reached the age of 4, if he were from a word-rich home, he would have heard about 45 million words. If he were from a poor family, that number would only be about 13 million. So you see there's a huge gap. And in the National Geographic article, for instance, they showed brain imaging of these associations that are made through words in a child's brain, and it was amazing the difference. There are about 5,000 words that English speakers use all the time, just common communications. And those are just called the basic lexicon. There are also ones that you use in dialogue, a little less common, another 5,000 that are called the common lexicon. And then there are the rarer ones that play a really critical role in learning more complex ideas. So those are the ones that are often learned through the written word. So when we speak to our kids, the words that we use become their listening vocabulary, and that will spill over into their speaking vocabulary. So they're not going to speak any words that they haven't heard. So they need to hear them to speak them. And then their reading vocabulary will kind of spill over from those. And finally, your writing vocabulary. So each one flows from the one before it, and there has to be that rich source, vocabulary source at the beginning. So the scientists have found that the kindergarten skill that most affects the next levels of learning then is vocabulary upon entering school. So to understand the subject material, it's crucial for the kids to have some vocabulary context on which to hang the new information. So we can see here that it's so important. That time reading to your small kids is super important because you are building those connections, but you're also building relationships by spending that time.